Hi guys, Dotsya here, and welcome back to Arcanum. In the previous episode we were in Kintara. Now we had to go back to Toronto to find out about some Terwilliger. Then afterwards we're going to Caledon. Oh, here he goes. 1804, here lies Renford A. Terwilliger, author and historian. Going to the Hall of Records now. This is kind of like how life would have been during the Industrial Age if Steam would have succeeded. Oh, and if there was Magick around, of course. Place, here it goes. I guess I should go here. Where am I? Hello, where am I? This is City Hall, and I am the Secretary of the Department of Water and Power, madam. What do you have here? We regulate the flow of water in and out of the city, track the power consumption of the various areas of Toronto, and we maintain the sewers and the engines around town. Thank you for your time. Good day. Maybe I have to go down. What? Perhaps he will allow me a few more questions? But of course, madam, I am at your service. Are you able to help me locate an individual? May I have the individual's name? Renford A. Terwilliger. The clerk begins looking, though it should be through the records. Wait. My apologies, madam. There does not seem to be an individual with that name in Toronto. Would it be possible to check the records further back? Yes, madam. How far back do you wish to inquire? Okay, it was 1804. So I have to go back to about 100 years. Ah, yes, here we are. Ahem. 5/11/1804, Renford A. Terwilliger, author of the Sang-Yang Horror Among the Dark Elves, was found dead in his home today. His death appears to have occurred amongst mysterious circumstances. The authorities are calling for further investigation. Oh my, what a dreadful incident. Might I ask you a few more questions? The most exciting endeavor. Haven't I read this already? No, exceptional resources. Wendell Wellington. Okay, so what now? Holy shit, 4 years passed since I started? So he died, but he wrote something about... Now what? No, but seriously, if he's dead, what am I gonna do about it? What else does he say?
You have returned. Tell me, what news?
I've talked with Loghair of the Wheel Clan.
What did he tell you?
He said the elves did the actual banishing.
They allowed elves to banish dwarves? What in the name of all that is holy is happening to this world?
He was pretty upset about it as well.
Well, what do the elves have to say about all of this?
I must depart. Seriously, he... Ah, yes, what is it? Sangang, Horror Among the Elves. Do you have it? Sounds spooky. Does the library have it? Do you know who the author would be? Redford A. Terwilliger. Wait a moment, I'll go and look. I'm sorry, madam, but I was not able to find Sangang Among the Elves. However, I did find another book that may be of interest to you. What book would that be? The book is titled Curse of Sangang. Appears to be a book about the one you were searching for. Sounds interesting. May I check it out? Yes, of course, madam. She hands you the book. Thank you. Is there anything else I can assist you? By Kendrick Wales. In the following pages, I, Kendrick Wales, will attempt to explain in the plainest words possible the mysteries surrounding Redford A. Terwilliger in his controversial work known as Horror Among Dark Elves. Many of the stories I will present to you are both strange and frightening, but I give you my word as an author and a scholar that they are the truth. Decide yourself after the facts are presented, whether or not you dare to believe them. Redford A. Terwilliger was born in 1750. His fabled trip to the Glimmering Forest was made in 1768. He was 18 at the time. His 18th year. He was indeed, as per his book, accompanied by an elven tracker named Jaren Benal. Records housed within the Tarantian Zoological Society validate this fact. Mr. Benal was never heard from nor seen again after the expedition. As for Mr. Terwilliger's account of his adventures in the elven city of Kintara, or his supposed discovery of the mythical Sangang, no one can be sure. Most scholars and collectors of the literature assume that Mr. Terwilliger's book is a work of fiction, and as such, fantastical literature was all the rage at the time. I might be inclined to agree. Yet one must only look upon the events following the publication of Horror Among the Dark Elves to see that he very well may have found something deep within the glimmering that was never ever meant to be found. There were very few copies of the book ever published. Records concerning the initial print run are scarce, but it is believed that no more than 100 were ever released to the public. 4 days after the book was shipped to Tarantian bookstores, the factory that printed it was burned to the ground. The owner, a Mr. Jeremiah Gomez, was found in his home, brutally murdered by an unknown assailant. The 4 bookstores that had purchased the volume for sale in Tehran suffered the same fate. Only 15 copies of the book were sold before the final store was destroyed. Those 15 copies became an immediate collector's item. Enormous sums of money were paid for the remaining volumes. After a few months, the books had fallen into various respected collections across Arcanum. Each and every one of the owners of the books began to complain of strange happenings once the book was in their possession. This is starting to sound just like that Johnny Depp film, The Ninth Gate, except there it was about 3 copies instead of 15. All of them told of frightening noises and visions, shadowy figures following them wherever they went, unexplained illnesses and untimely deaths. Many attributed this to paranoia, a trite brand of sensationalism, to create an even greater demand for the book. Unfortunately, their fears were all too justified. All of them were dead within 5 years of the initial publication. Their volumes either stolen, burned, or disfigured beyond recognition. Indeed, they had suffered what came to be known as the Curse of Sangang. Sangang? Mr. Terwilliger, strangely enough, lived a relatively long life. Cursed in his own way to witness the evil fruits of his labors, he saw himself as the cause of these horrors, and wrote extensively of it within his memoirs. The following is an excerpt from them only days before he died in his sleep. Excerpt. I will never forgive myself for what I have unleashed upon the world. Had I the courage, I would travel again to the Glimmering and unleash holy vengeance upon those evil creatures that have plagued our fair land and its peoples. Alas, I no longer have the strength nor the power, and now there is only my own end that I pray for every day. Until just a few short months ago, it was thought that there were no remaining copies of Horror Among the Dark Elves. After an exhaustive investigation, I have found that this is not at all the case. The last known copy of the book, owned by the famed book collector Mr. Philip Misk, was thought to have perished with its owner in a fire almost 50 years ago. Now, with new evidence presented by a reliable source, I have discovered that Mr. Misk's son, Victor Misk of Caledon, at least now we know where to go, still has the copy in his possession and is hiding it for fear that the curse will again visit his family. I pray that the evil let loose and the glimmering has finally been put to rest, and I pray for Mr. Misk and his family avoid the fate that has befallen every other soul who has challenged the curse of Tseneng. Oh my. Good. Now we're gonna go to Caledon. So let's see if I'll see it on the map. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's just ass. Gonna have to go to the port to ask how to get to Caledon. Doesn't seem like I can run there. And by port, I mean the docks. Gotta figure out how to get to Caledon. You wish to speak with me? I need someone to take me to Caledon. Passage will cost you 100 coin a hand. Passage for just one. If you can figure, then you knows it will be 100 coins. I am ready to go to Caledon. And here we are. Oh wow. There's some graveyard. And so many of the cities, they look so similar. I mean, like, they look different, but it's just like the tops of the roofs, and look at this. It's kind of hard to tell what is what, unless you're already used to the stuff. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!